Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tony Soto Show. My name is Tony Soto, and guys, it's just me today. We're doing our solo with Soto. That's right. Just me and just a couple of programming notes. We are streaming live at this very moment on my Patreon, which is at the Tony Soto Show on Patreon. So if you would like to see this show instead of just listening to it, then we do stream it live on our Patreon at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time on Tuesdays. That's right, on Tuesdays, because that's when the show is recorded. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing just great and fabulous. I am doing just great and fabulous. Very, very happy to be here. So the reason I'm doing the solo show on the first week in February instead of the second week in February is because I'm going to be out of town the second week of February. So there will be no show. I know I want to first thank everyone, all the listeners, for continuing to stay on this ride. Because I know the show has been very confusing since the beginning of 2022. And I just want you to know that I am here. I am happy to be here, and I am still doing shows. But there's going to be some times where you might not get a new show every week. That said, let's give you this new fucking show this week, because I can do that. And I'm going to start with The View, because I know that if you are a listener of the Tony Soto Show or a fan of me just in general, you know that I am an avid watcher of ABC daytime television, which is, Live with Kelly and Ryan, GMA, and of course, The View. Now, The View on Monday of this week got a little heated because the world is in chaos, and so in the dumber flyover states, they have started to take books out of school libraries to quote unquote protect the children. I guess, I don't know. The most recent book is a graphic novel called Mouse, and it is how do we say this? It is a factual account of what happened to the author's parents while they were in concentration camps. So, but it is illustrated to show the Jews as mice and the cats as the Nazis. So this, of course, cannot be done. We cannot be paying attention to this or reading this or having our children see this in a library, because America is backwards as fuck. Now, during the heated argument, rightfully so, Sunny and Anna and Joy, are talking about the racism behind the Holocaust, because in fact, Hitler did consider Jews to be a lesser race, and therefore justified all of his actions and all 6 million of those Jewish fatalities, which apparently young kids are not aware of or have forgotten, or they're no longer taught that. Which I found perplexing, because even in my country ass school in Central Illinois, we did have a section on the Holocaust. Was it in depth? Was it crazy? No, but we definitely got 6 million Jews. We definitely got that tidbit of information. So, but Whoopi, of course, being Whoopi is makes a lot of money doing that show. She makes a lot of money, and she's not going anywhere because of that fact. But for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but Whoopi has started climbing this hill that she wants to die on, where she's kind of like, everything's not about race. I feel like on The View, constantly if someone brings up a racial issue, she's the first one to be like, this isn't about race. This isn't about race. And she doesn't like to make things about race. And this comes to me personally. As a viewer, I look at this as you don't want to make things about race because you now have a bit of privilege where you don't have to do that. And I mean, look, I'm not taking away Whoopi's blackness, but Whoopi lives in like Jersey now, like in a compound where she doesn't let anyone really come near her. She's very open about don't come in my house. Like, I don't want you in my house. So, I think that she paved the way. She broke a lot of fucking barriers. She did a lot of great things. And as a result, profited from those great things. And now is a recluse outside of being like, trucked in to do The View. So I don't know. She's hit with all that hateful stuff, but there was huge backlash because Whoopi said it was not about race, that the Holocaust was not about race, that it was about the human destruction, like the destruction that humans can cause to other humans out of hate and so there was a backlash. And I saw it. Like, I saw it. I was like, oh, that's going to be a backlash. Like, there's no way that's not going to be a backlash. Like, when I was watching it, I was like, and the thing is like, you saw Joy and Sunny, who are regular castmates. As soon as she said that, like they kind of like shut down. Like, thank you for Anna for only being there a couple of days a week, because she was the only one who kind of pressed it. But still, everyone on that table was super quiet. They were super quiet once fucking Whoopi was talking nonsense. And it's like, so what? Can you not press Whoopi? Like, what is it in her contract? Like, can you not, like, when she has her say, does she have her say? Because there's not a lot of pushback. I feel like whenever Whoopi gets outlandish or says anything kind of crazy off the rocker, that like all the other girls just kind of be like, be quiet. And it's like, I get it. She's Whoopi Goldberg. I get it. Like, she deserves an air of respect. But here's what I want from my other pundits on said program. I want them to be able to push back. I want them to be able to push back with Whoopi, because she'll be the first one to yell in your face and be like, it's not about this, it's not about that. And don't get me wrong, I love it when she yells. I like it when she's present. Nice when Whoopi is present, because there have been many shows where she is not. So when she is present, even though she's wrong, it's like enjoyable to watch. So yeah, but then she apologized, and I think that that's great, and she's willing to learn. But this is what's crazy too. It's like we're talking about books and stuff about the Holocaust or about racism and slavery being removed from libraries at school, and then we have but we still have Whoopi, who's a fucking boomer, who's old as fuck, who still doesn't get it. You know what I mean? And she's on a show where she should kind of get it. So I don't know, but like, I don't understand this need to erase history, to feel like, I don't understand this. Like, we're so cushy. Have y'all ever seen that show, that Disney movie, WALL-E? I think it's WALL-E, where we come heavy set and we're running around in like floating cars, and we don't know what plants are anymore and shit like that. And you really only know it's like in a little TV right in front of you. Like, that's literally our fucking future. So, quit trying to burn books. And if you're a young person and you listen to the Tony Soto show, well, bless your heart first and foremost. But then, like, don't rely on your school library. I'm sure at this point, like, kids in school have realized, unless they're like a rich school that like they can't really rely on their schools. I'm thinking that they probably just already know that. So it's like go to your public libraries, because here's the thing, those Republican fucking politicians and shit are calling public libraries places of the devil. So if it's a place of the devil, that means it's from knowledge. So you need to go there and learn, because here's the thing, they want you stupid, they want you dumb, they want you ill-informed, they want you alternative facts, they want you fake news, they want you all that shit. And I'm hoping that the younger generation, the Z's and the Y's, is that right? The Z's and the Y's, yeah, are seeing how stupid the old white people that we have that are in our government are just fucking it up. And like these old folks just don't want to retire either. They want to stick around until they're dead. They want to be like Strom Thurmond. Fucking losers. But anyway, speaking of Disney, like Wall-E and fucking whatever. So Encanto is very fucking popular right now. And so I watched that goddamn movie. But can I just say real quick that that Bruno song is not the best song in that fucking movie? Can I like, I don't understand. This is like when I hear this is like, because we live in an age of mediocrity. Like that is not the best song on that soundtrack. And the fact that it surpassed A Whole New World, which is a brilliant fucking song from Aladdin. I know it's problematic, but it's one of my favorites. Like the fact that it surpassed that now, we don't talk about Bruno is not A Whole New World. I'm so sorry. It's not. Like, if anything, the Big Muscly Girls song is the best song, in my opinion, which I know only matters within from, where I'm sitting now to wherever this is hitting out in the ethos. But I'm saying the Muscly Girl song is a better song than the fucking Bruno song. Speaking of songs, Spotify is in a lot of hot trouble still, because they literally pay a misinformer, someone who doesn't care about truth, Joe Rogan from the we have a medical emergency coming, right? This is when I say live from my studio, I mean my studio apartment on a very busy street next to a fire department. But Joe Rogan is on Spotify, and Spotify is basically what is it? They're like Joe Rogan's publisher. Like they pay him to create this content, this Rogan experience or whatever it is. I'm going to tell you honestly now, I've never listened to it. I have a problem with people who look like thumbs. And because, if you look like your thumb, you're probably not that smart, because I don't think a lot of people really took you seriously. And I'll tell you, I've seen some of Joe Rogan's acting experience when he did have hair, when he was kind of cute. And it was like, honey, you're not going anywhere. Of course, you're going on Fear Factor to host that shit. Of course, you're terrible. That said, he is on his show constantly telling people anti-vax stuff, talking about, misinforming people about COVID. He's got some backwards theories on skin color and race. And so there are some old legends, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell. And I believe someone else just came out recently too, and said that they were going to take their music off of Spotify because they don't want to be associated with an entity that promotes misinformation, especially Neil Young and Joni, because I think they had polio. I believe that's true. If not, I think they had polio. I think that was what I read. Anyway, don't quote me on anything. Don't have a fact checker here right now, but I'm saying polio was involved in their narrative, and they know they maybe it was they came up in the polio era, because I mean, when you see a bunch of people on fucking with polio not being able to walk and shit, like I bet that weighs on you. And then you see all of these people dying of COVID in the past 2 years. I mean, I get it. So, and the thing is like what I hate about this situation the most is that you have the fucking mouth breathing conservatives who are like cancel culture, cancel culture. This is cancel culture. Trying to get rid of Seth Rogen. This is cancel culture. These are the people who are taking books out of libraries. By the way, I'd like to preface that with this: that they are basically book burners, and they want more people canceled for just like being nice, which is crazy. Like we want people canceled for fucking saying vile shit because they shouldn't have a platform, but you want to hear the vile shit and you want to burn books that educate. So let's talk about cancel culture, you fucking snowflake pieces of shit. But here's the thing: all the liberals want is, and well, I'm going to speak for me. I don't know about. I'm sure there are liberals out there who want him removed and forever. I don't. I mean, I'm a firm enough believer that I think that people should be held accountable for what they say. But I think that people should have the right to say what they want to say. I work in a situation where I want that. I want to be able to say whatever I want to say. That said, on my fucking podcast, there's a fucking E. There's an E by my podcast anywhere you see it, which means, excuse me, but this is a lot of expletives, and it's grown up. It's a mature podcast. So if they have to do that to me because I say fuck, dick, pussy, and faggot, they should at least, Spotify, put a fucking warning on Joe Rogan and say this is lies. What you're going to hear is lies on this. This is purely for, this is like a Miss Cleo moment. You're not getting facts. You're getting lies. And if you want to hear lies, that's your fucking right to hear lies. It's yours. Go ahead. And who fucking cares? Like, who fucking cares if you want to listen to lies? But here's the thing. It needs to be specifically stated that there are lies about to be heard. That's it. Like, keep the show on there all you want. But I stand, but listen, here's the thing. I stand these fucking legends who are like, we're done. Like, I stand that for sure. Like, I love that. I think that is great. I want younger people to do it. Like, these legends are amazing, but it's not hitting everybody. Taylor Swift, I don't know. Anyway, guys, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have a good Judy of mine, Daniel Franzese. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Not officially back yet, but back from waiting for Danny. He should be here any moment. I know people are probably getting nervous if you're watching this, but don't worry. Um, I got a text message saying that this guest was going to come. So, oh, but in the meantime, I didn't roll a joint today, so I'm going to, I guess, smoke a bowl. I don't know. Oh God, how's my skin look on here? I feel it's a little red and blotchy. Oh, all I want to be is beautiful. And to chat with fucking Danny Franzese. This is all I have to do today. And then I think I'm going to be playing Dead by Daylight. Here's my question. And, answer me truthfully, Patreon subscribers. Should I figure out how to stream video games? Because at this point, I think that I can't do any of the games that I like on my Mac. So I think I'm going to have to do a PC. Or is there a way that I can plug my PlayStation into my computer or whatever? Does anyone know anything about that? Anyway, I don't know who Diana Bouvier is. That's that's a name. Let's see who it is. Is it anyone we know? I do not know. I do not see them. Hey, Queen. Is your alias Diana Bouvier?
Bouvier. It's my sister.
Okay, listen. Before you say anything, I need you to full disclosure. We are streaming live on YouTube right now on an unlisted link that is only on my Patreon. So don't say anything.
Special people only.
Special people's only can see.
No Franzese.
That's right. No Brenda's. Fuck them. But before, because I was like, I don't want her to say anything that she doesn't want to have out there in the world. So you saw the outline, right? Is there anything on that list of questions that I cannot talk
I didn't see no outline. I rolled out of bed for you, but I am here and you can go on it.
Why do I do work? Why do I do work? That is the question that I am asking people now in life. It's like, why do I, even my
that's nice, because if I didn't trust you, I'd be like, where's the outline, ho? But you're my sister. Like you're my neighborhood neighbor sister.
So so you know that the weekly podcast is coming to a close in August. I think we've talked about
this. But that's like the Barbara Streisand farewell tour. I've been hearing that.
Well, no, because I like to announce early. I like to let people listen. I don't like to be surprised with anything. I hate a surprise, so I want it to be a slow, train bus crash.
Bleed out, just to bleed, oh, no.
It's like the crash test.
I didn't get ready. I wanted to roll my sleeves up. This is for the Patreon only. Get to see the gun show.
I love it. I love it. So this is kind of what I'm going to be doing in 2023. Is it's going to be just me.
You're going from the Oprah show to OWN.
Right. But I want it to be a visual thing. So this is kind of the trial run. And then I think in 2023, I'll do it live on YouTube or something legitly.
I need more Tony Soto. I don't care how you get there.
I'm just trying to give it to you too, girl. Just trying to give it to you. All right. Well, would you like to start the show?
Okay. How do I do that?
Well, no, you just shut up and listen.
Okay. Oh, so we're just beginning.
Yeah. This is a bit it. We got to come back from the commercial break because this is still, a podcast.
Oh, true.
See, production. Why do I do work? Are you in Florida right now?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to.
I'm now creating my own space here on this wing of my mom's condo. This is my new hangout spot.
I want you to be here. All right. I need you to be back in Los Angeles. Like, but we'll talk about it because
I'm gonna grab a beverage real quick.
Oh, work.
Like 3 steps to the fridge. Hold on.
Ooh, she's got a fucking pimp setup.
Well, girl, if she's gonna have her own setup, there's definitely snacks.
Absolutely, Queen.
Actually, I'm just realizing that my sound is coming. You're gonna get reverb because it's not coming through my earphones. I thought it was, and my mic isn't on. There's a lot going on here.
I mean, you sound good, so like, but
yeah, but wait,
but please be professional. I love that. I love a professional queen. One who's like, excuse me, I have equipment. Oh, what is that? I love.
That is my text message. I get like a Mario 1-up when I get a text message, but we're shutting that off. Dang, well.
Literally, if I had that, I could get rid of Instagram because I really am only in it for the likes. But a 1-up is definitely.
If I sound good, I sound good. Then I sound good, and I don't even.
You sound great.
Oh, is it because this isn't plugged in all the way?
Oh my God, there's a lot of things wrong.
Unplugging it and plugging it back in. That's what she said. Did you try it? Isn't that better? Let me sound more like we're on a show. Hold on.
I don't know.
Yeah, look, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm on a podcast. Now, see the Patreon saw all that BTS.
Yeah, no, they get to see all of that. Isn't that great?
See it all the messy stuff, all the slime.
Isn't that great? I mean, like
now we're professional, and I sound like welcome to Tony Soto Show.
Yeah, girl, you ready? You ready to do this? All right. Well, are you ready to do this?
I've never been more ready. My mic is on.
All right, here we go. All right, we are back with the show. Now, listeners, if you would have told me that I would have been friends with a pop culture icon as a youth, I would have said you are crazy. But I am friends with a pop culture icon, and she's here today to chat with us. We have Danny Franzese.
Oh, she totally goes here. Hi.
Oh my gosh. Welcome back.
Thank you, pop culture icon. I mean, I can't help it if I'm popular.
I mean,
but that doesn't mean I'm not real, girl, because real recognize real.
No, you real.
Good Judy's.
You real for sure. But I'm just saying, like, I distinctly remember being a youth and watching the Mean Girls. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know, right. In the sticks of Illinois. So it was like, you know, going nowheresville. So it was like, and at a time where I was like, who will I ever be anywhere? But hi.
And look now, Silver Lake legend and icon.
I mean, just doing it for herself. Welcome back to the Tony Soto Show. I feel like it's been forever.
Well, it has.
It has. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry. So I wanted to have you back, but I wanted to have you back in a way where it was just you and me, and we can just chat and kiki. Because
just take the wigs off.
Because you basically live in Florida now. So you don't even live in LA anymore. So let's start there. Let's start with Florida. Why back to Florida?
Well, first of all, I'm a citizen of the world, Miss Tony Soto. I can go wherever I want to, damn well, please. I've been up in New York, I've been up in San Francisco, and I've been up in the LA. But this is my hometown. I was born in Brooklyn, but I grew up here. So my whole family's here. So, you know, everyone kind of did that thing where we're going back for the, you know, the pandemic, where some people like went back home. And my mom had double hip surgeries. So I was like, you know what? I'm coming back, and I'm going to be the patriarch, and I'm going to pull it all together. And because I'm gay, I also decided to redecorate her house at the same time.
Oh my God.
And see, this is doing.
This is what I do. This is kind of something that I don't get gay Italians, because y'all are very family forward. Yeah, it's all about the big old family. And also you are just a big gay. So I'm sure it's a lot of wrists up here all day long.
Design on a dime. There are more flameless candles in this house than you could shake a stick at. It's gorgeous.
Now, are your parents still together?
No.
So it's just your mother.
But my dad is still part of our modern family. He's, you know, I would say like he's like number 10 on the list. And we love him.
He's not the first person we call.
He's not in like the top tier.
But we appreciate what he has done.
He's not in the Facebook chat like cunty group that we have, my family. You know, he's not in that chat group, but like he's part of the fam. And
so how many siblings do you have?
I have a brother and a sister who are both married.
Okay.
And they both have kids.
And then
right?
just spiders out from there.
Yeah. And then, but my dad came and did some home improvements around the house this week. Also, he came and did some of the things we couldn't get to. Like him and my brother brought their concrete drills and hung things and fixed some doors and some real irkers that have been bothering me for quite some time.
So what were you, management? Were you walking behind with a fucking in a caftan pointing?
Bitch, I did have to hold the flashlight for my dad while he was doing something, and it's put the light on the thing.
Nothing takes you back to being a young child again, like holding the flashlight for you. Because here's the thing, and I don't know what it is.
It's universally hated by gays.
As a gay youth, I don't know what it was about our anatomy or our evolution, but like the moment we had a flashlight and our father's attention, it got really hairy. I could not. It was shaking,
crying. I put a tweet about it out in the moment. Like it was literally happening and I was tweeting and I said it's a little different without the shaking and crying.
Well, first of all, I would be like, excuse me, quit tweeting. Can you hold the goddamn flashlight? Quit tweeting.
Luckily, I'm north of 40 now, so I could pretend my back hurts more than it actually does. And I could take like little sit breaks just to get the fuck out of that energy.
Are you not 40 yet?
I am, yeah. I'm 43.
Oh shit! Oh my god, we're like so peers. Well, actually, you're older, so that's why. Another reason. That's another reason why our friendship is so strong. I kept
giving you like one eye when you're like, when I was young and I saw you on screen. I'm like, bitch, I was 26 when I did that movie. How young were you?
Young.
I was a young 34-year-old.
When I was young and 26.
I didn't know who was mean.
First of all, in my head, I am eternally a youthful twink. So that has never been the reality, but I am very, very comfortable in my delusions. Well, let's talk about the pandemic because I mean, you ultimately got the Rona, didn't you?
I did. It got me, gal.
Like, but you got it post vaccination. So
no, I didn't. I did 2 vaccinations. I haven't done the booster yet because now I'm living in the antibodies of getting it. I got it right before Christmas.
Oh shit! So like
we had to cancel Christmas. We canceled it
for an Italian family. You still cooked.
I sent 2 garlands back to Amazon. I was like, they're not even going to be lit. They're going back.
Getting the money back. I'm getting the money back for sure.
$34 each.
But it was like your whole household, right? That got it.
Yeah, we all got it at once. It was just like, I feel sick. No, I feel sick. I'm going to get tested. Positive. Everybody. Well, and my mother had it the worst. And it was like, it was horrible. And it was sad. And, it was a little like, and I really, I feel bad for people that have to miss things because I know kids have missed proms and all kinds of crap. Like,
oh, do you feel about that? Does that make you feel? Because I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
I was hearing from somebody the other day who started the pandemic at 16 and is now 19, has graduated high school, gone through everything without no graduations, no nothing for real. Everything's been online. Like, I kind of would be really sad if that was, none of it really was cracked what it was cracked up to be.
I was going to say about school dances. Every school dance I wound up at the tennis court smoking cigarettes with some friends. You know what I mean? Like outside of the fucking.
I thought, honestly, but when I was in middle school, I had this fantasy that high school was going to be like Greece. I thought we were all going to be like, we got together like I thought I was going to be like skipping down the halls with my best friends. I thought I was on Saved by the Bell, bitch.
No, it wasn't fun.
It was not.
It wasn't fun. So here's the thing. It's like y'all dodged y'all dodged bullets. Hey, like, can we talk about that? Like literal bullets. Not only did you dodge the bullet of like just being walking down this hallways, getting fucking kicked and shit, or like checked into the locker. Like, get out of here with your crying about dances and shit. Yeah. I get it. Like but listen, make your 20s better. That's what I'm saying. Like because now these people are all entrepreneurs.
We're gonna have like these crazy weddings now as a result of all the people who like have FOMO. I didn't have growing up childhood party syndromes.
And think about these kids. They all have Etsy's. You know what I mean? So it's like they're not even out in the real workforce. So like they're all like entrepreneurs
making Adderall, eating avocado toast.
Shark Tank will never get canceled after this pandemic. Like there have been the things that are going to come out of fucking pandemic isolation.
I hope not. I love Shark Tank. What would be your Shark Tank thing? What would you put? What would what's your tell it here?
I'm trying to think about because there's nothing that I don't need a modern convenience now. I feel like I'm good now. Like, but
Yeah,
like my all this stuff I'm thinking about is like in the future. Like I'm like,
mhm.
please, because I'm not, I haven't planned for retirement, like financially or anything. So I'm trying to like think of like things that'll like help me out in my 60s. You know, like unfoldable tents that just pop out of your pocket at some point because you were removed from your home. You know, shit like that. I don't know.
I used to have all kinds of ideas when I was a kid. I would like that. I was really thought that I came up with an invention thinking that they should have Nintendos inside women's shoe stores. So like when moms shopped, like kids and husbands had something to do.
I mean, they did in the 90s in Walmart. Like every Walmart you went into, you could play a
You
fucking
could do
video
whatever you
game.
wanted to, yeah.
I mean, well, that's what I remember. I was like super nostalgic because are you on the TikTok?
I'm on the TikTok.
Do you do the TikToks? Do you make the TikToks?
Yeah, not like you're not going to see one every week from me, but I'll give you some ones every now and then.
I'm a watcher. You know what I mean? I'm a watcher. I'm a voyeur. I'll watch all the creepy stuff you make. But like I was watching it and someone one of those like those nostalgic 90s things. And they're like, in every Walmart you went to, you could play video games. And I was like, I remember that. It was like every kid, you would get yelled at you would hear your mother yelling your name because you jetted.
I was in the Suncoast Motion Picture Company. That's where you could find me. The video store. Do you remember that at all?
Suncoast Motion. No, was that like a Blockbuster?
It was a mall. They didn't rent. But it was a mall. You could buy Hollywood stuff. Like it was like everything from like VHS and DVDs to like posters and memorabilia.
Like a Spencer's Gifts.
Yes, it was kind of like a couple doors over from Spencer's, but Spencer's had like, weed posters that lit in a black light and a secret section of like sexy over the hill shit. Yeah. And like t-shirts from Alf. Like this place had like box DVD sets and Criterion editions and things like a Citizen Kane poster, like movie shit.
I wasn't a big mall girl because like you had to draw. I was in a small town that if you wanted to go to a mall, we didn't have a mall in my town. You had to drive to either Decatur or Bloomington if you wanted to go to a mall.
You're like a Walmart kid.
Yeah, girl, we had a Walmart. I played fucking Mario Kart on the Walmart. No, queen. No, it closed at like 9, honey. My town was 8,000 people. There were people sleeping. You went to sleep. You got drunk, you beat your wife, and you went to sleep. I wanted to talk to you because you did like a COVID. I don't know if it's a COVID project, but I want to talk about it because I have fallen in love with Antoinette.
Oh yes.
Now you're doing. You play Antoinette in this. What do you do it on TikTok primarily?
It was an Instagram series.
Instagram, right. Because
IGTV.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about this because I love this so fucking much.
Well, I've been doing my Italian mom character for a while. It was like it came out of the meme, the shit Italian moms say when they were doing things girls say and shit girls say, that whole meme as it started to really take its popularity, people were popping out a new one every week. And I was like, I'm going to do the Italian mom. And so I did Italian mom and it went really well. It went like crazy viral. It's still to this day.
It's so funny because it's just so natural. It's like I feel like you're literally just verbatim talking about like a conversation you heard your mother saying one day.
Honestly, it's really easy for me to slip into that character and never leave. Like you can ask me anything as Antoinette and I know the answer to what my mother would say. It was actually crazy because I had some like a little bit of cover up or something that I had with me in my travels in my bag and it opened up all over everything. And as I'm cleaning it, my mom's going, you really should be using something different. And then I'm hearing her be like, oh, if you would have put it inside a Ziploc, like I told you, and then put it in there, if it opened, it would have opened in the Ziploc. And then all your shit wouldn't have been ruined. You should throw that cap out. Like I could hear her narrating me as I'm going through the whole thing. And I'm like, I will never lose her. Like even in the days when she's no longer with us, like my brother and sister are gonna be like, what would she say? And I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna channel her, like, Oda Mae Brown.
Know that this is a script worthy character, right? You do know that like you should be writing some kind of a movie with this character and this with a family dynamic behind
I'm interested in that for sure. But where show me the like who's interested? Like, yeah, you want to be the producer? I'm ready.
I found out that what is it? It's always Funny in Philadelphia started with those guys just shooting it in their apartments. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then
but see, already you're like those guys. There's more than one person. I'm just one human being. Like, and I have a career.
Make me a cousin. Listen, I know she's Mexican, but I'll appropriate your culture boots.
Look, I would love that, and I'll tell you this truth. The truth is, I really would. I dream all the days long of doing something where I can involve all my friends. This afternoon, I was watching. We have we're Nana sitting. My Nana is staying. Who lives with my aunt is staying with us this week. That was part of the big preparation. Everybody was doing repairs and stuff for, and so I have to give her content.
Nana proofing the house.
We're Nana proofing the house, and I have to give her. We redid the guest room, but I had to find content she'd like to watch on TV. So we've been watching Carol Burnett shows.
Love it.
Which like the no complaints, right? So we're watching Carol Burnett, and Paul Lynde was on, and they were like talking about, my mom and my Nana were talking about an episode where Paul Lynde was at a bus stop in pajamas and how they laughed so hard at it. And so I didn't know which episode it was, but I just kept putting on Paul Lynde episodes. And I was like, man, I wish I had the show that I could just tell all my friends, like, come, let's do a show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and just keep casting everybody I know in it. Like, I think that would be so much fun. That was always the dream, but I'm doing a million other things. I got a million things going on.
And that's the thing. As long as she's busy, as long as she's booked and blessed, then that's really
was 26 episodes of Antoinette Nail's life that I shot in 6 hours.
Wait, so are we done with her?
We're done with this season, or at least
okay. She's coming back though.
Here's the thing: I might have to crowdfund or something because it's like expensive to do that.
Are you not humble enough to do that? Does that bother you to do a crowdfunding thing?
It's just I don't really feel like it's not. It does bother me
because we're old. It's because we're old. Because here's the thing.
The thing is, I don't want to go to my friends and be
but
like,
these Zers, fucking, they have a bad day and they will fucking get on there and be like, I did a GoFundMe because my head kind of hurt today.
So I have a GoFundMe.
Yeah, like exactly, like oh my god, my environment's too toxic, so I'm going
to my best friend's wedding and I want to upgrade to the suite. Like, relax.
Right. And so I look at it like as older folks, we're like we had to get it. You know what I mean? We had to get it. And I get that mentality, but it's like I think at this point, fuck it. If that's what the youngs do, get on.
It's not that I have a bad feeling about it. The thing that I'm actually trying to craft in my mind is I don't know if my move is to like knock on my friends and ask them for something, but I do think there's fans of Antoinette that want to see Antoinette
strangers.
Content.
Ask strangers, and
they will pay for it. Like,
don't ever ask your friends. That's rude. Yeah, don't ask your friends.
There's stuff online that I would drop, $100 to $500 for if they would make more of it or do it. Like there's things I like, there's content I enjoy. So I think if I would do it, someone else would do it.
Yeah. No, don't ask your friends. Ask your fans. That's how I. Yeah, my friends would never give me money. They're not like. Well, that's not true. I guess if I was like unhealthy or was almost dying, I think my friends would throw some money. But towards a project, I've already gone past that. Like
I do feel, however, I'm sort of getting to this place in my career where somebody at some point is gonna show up with the check, and so I've been saving Antoinette all these years for that. And hope, because it's like, it is a great thing. Like, out of all of the things that I've done in my career, I could look at the Italian mom Antoinette character and say to myself, like, I love watching it. Like, I personally can enjoy watching my own work because it comes across to me as more of like a prank on my mom. Like, I got her. Like, do you know what I mean? Like to me, it's
treated.
It's more like mic drop. You know what I mean? Like after each one to her,
I was listening.
She loves them too, and she's like, "This one sounds exactly like me." Like, some of them, she's like, "I've said it." There's some things that she doesn't do, and then there's some things she does, and then it's almost like a prophecy. Like I'll say or do something.
But yeah, don't be exactly like her, then she can like sue you for money.
But she'll take I'll say I'll say a funny line. Like I'll be like, I don't sugarcoat cocky, like I'm gonna tell you how it is. And then my mom, when she's telling me something, she'll be like, I don't sugarcoat cocky, right? And I'm like, you can't like just like have my line.
Yeah, don't adopt them, Mom. You keep yours, I'll keep mine.
She goes, I've always said that. No, I've always said that. That was mine.
So over the pandemic for me, I kind of, because, I was isolating alone here in my apartment in LA with no car and no real future prospects. It was difficult.
You didn't block for me. You could have said, what's up? We could have like, Mario Kart.
Well, no, I'm a PlayStation. Sorry.
That's your bad.
But during that time, I got more into like candles and energy and thinking about stuff. And you're still doing Yas Jesus right now. I have a question about Yas Jesus. Is it a lispy Yas? Or is it because it's only one A and three S's, right? Or two S's.
We wanted it to sound extra gay.
It's a lispy Yas. It's not Yas. It's Yas.
Yas. Jesus.
Got it. How's that? Now, here's the thing. Still staunch atheist, like when it comes to any kind of organized religion outside of that. But how is
we don't like organized religion, by the way? That's what we're against.
Right. But I'm also against like religion, written creations of a character like Muhammad or Jesus or anything like that. But how is this show going? Because I've listened to a few episodes and they're interesting because you're not like. It doesn't. You're not preachy. Is what it says.
We always in the beginning we're like, we're not a preacher, we're not a teacher. We like don't even know like if we believe everything. Like
right. I mean, but where did this faith come from? Have you always been a person of faith? Has it always been Jesus that you've been yasing?
Yeah. It has been a huge part of my upbringing. Like my name is Daniel, and I don't have a middle name because my parents converted from Catholicism to Christianity, which is there's a difference there. And my
kitty fiddlers, they like get out of here.
Porn addictions, and my grandparents who were off the boat Italian, sort of disowned them because of it.
Wow.
So I should have been named after my dad's the eldest of the eldest, and so he should have been named. I should have been Antonio, believe it or not.
I don't see it.
You don't see it. But they named me Daniel, and I didn't get a middle name because Daniel means God is my judge. So to me, that's something that I've always been told. It's something that's always been a part of me. It's something that maybe helped me survive the judgments of the world of my world that I was experiencing being gay. Was thinking that really God had my back. I just had to convince everybody else that was true. And then it was like kind of a thing where I put myself into conversion therapy at one point. And
you did yourself. You're like, I can do that.
Now, my family, we always had gay family members around us. I would say it was more tolerated than celebrated, but it was also, there was love there. It wasn't a complete shunning and tolerated. Like,
was it talked about? Like, was the gayness talked about?
It was like, oh, we're going to go over to their house and bring cake. It wasn't about, like, they loved them, but it wasn't like they're in a relationship, Got it. It was always a separate room kind of situation that nobody really believed in or bought.
Got it.
Even just in case a stranger came over, it was never obvious. It wasn't like holding hands walking down the street, but it was sitting next to each other on the stoop like everybody else.
Right.
And it was a lot of.
We knew you were fucking, but don't touch each other.
I wanted it to. It wasn't obvious to me because I was looking for signs of normalcy. For
your gayness wasn't obvious to you.
No. Theirs or other family
it.
members. Because as a child being gay inside, I'm looking for that thing where it's okay. I am looking for the normalcy. I'm looking for where the head's on the shoulder or any of that. So I was like, maybe they just are roommates. And then when I got the tour of the house and saw the two different rooms, I was like, oh, they live in two different rooms. I wasn't trying to be in anybody's business anyway as a kid, but like, it never was clear. There was no clarity on it. So
you were clear on your gayness.
I don't think so, because as we're learning more about the fluidity of sexuality, I realized that and maybe I could be there at some point in I don't want to anymore, but I think growing up I was bi-romantic and homosexual. So
you liked hanging out with girls and watching movies.
So I think that there were girls that I would kiss them. And I think there was girls that I loved. Like I really loved. I saw a future with them. I loved everything about them. I found them beautiful. I just couldn't bone them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I just
yeah.
it wasn't what I wanted to
Because
do.
you like friends. You had girlfriends. Yeah.
Because guys got me hot. And
Yeah.
but I also could fall in love with a guy. So I think that and now that we can sort of learn about these new like categories and different kinds of fluidities, right? I think I was biromantic, but homosexual. No, like that's what I would
Got
say.
you. No, I
Before I
understand
even knew
that.
what those things were. Metrosexuality was just becoming a thing. And it was like, am I
Yeah.
that? Like I couldn't figure it out because I had pushed the queer side of me was so asexual or just masturbatory.
Got it.
Whereas like the rest of gayness was like, okay, I was in musical theater, I was in theatrics,
Yeah,
I
you
would
were doing
dress
the
weird,
steps. You were in
I
the
was a
program.
raver,
You were
yeah,
in
I
the
was in the
program.
program.
Yeah, you were going through the steps.
I was a
You were
friend of
like
Willie in the
right. You're like
program.
now me, I was just a straight faggot. Like I didn't really have great girlfriends, relationships. I had girlfriends, but I mean I would sleep with their boyfriends. Like, I was way more about the fucking than I was about like fostering a friendship with a girl. They would just, bring the guy over and I was like,
I don't know.
oh, Rachel.
I wanted the dream. I wanted the heteronormative, like cul-de-sac dream. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to be normal.
Yeah, it's that Italian in you. I mean, I should too. As a Mexican, technically, I really should too. Thank God my parents are very, very cold with each other. And, we never really had a good family structure. I thank them for that because then I'd be tied to Central Illinois. Could you imagine?
Oh, that would be horrible. No, I love Central Illinois. I'll tell you right now, though, I feel
you don't know.
No, I do know Illinois a little bit. No, but I think that I excelled at a lot of things. I could talk before I could walk. I was an 8th grade reading level in kindergarten. I thought I was so smart. Like everyone liked me. I had punchlines and humor, and people thought I was funny. That I failed at being straight. Like it was like it was like kind of like a place that I was failing,
I got you. I hear you.
And I couldn't understand because I was like everybody liked me. I was nice. I was part of Boy Scouts. I did all these different things, but I just couldn't not commit that sin or just even think.
Yeah, gays shouldn't go to Boy Scouts, especially if you're showy gay. Like it's not fun to watch you.
I remember one day I decided to wear like my dad's sweater and then these like tight black pants, and I showed up and I go, "This is the real me," and I like sat there while everybody else was in uniform, like trying to be like,
when they hit you.
This is the real me.
I would have been like, we need to beat the real her out of her.
You're gonna beat the real shit. What are you talking about, bro? Like, and I'm like, yeah, man, I can't wear these like kerchiefs no more, man. They're pressing me.
They're binding, man. Okay, before we go to break, I don't watch the game show that is RuPaul's Drag Race any longer, but you have been on the show. You got to see the Snatch Game. So I do have a question for you about the Drag Race.
Yes.
How do you feel about the straight?
At first I was like, what? Like everybody else. But then when I started like getting into it, I just thought that it was kind of cool in a way, and also I think it's cool because he's a cross-dresser. Like she's a cross-dresser. So it's like, this is a place that you can go and express that. Like, and if you want to do it for a living and you're good at it, I mean, if you're turning looks and you're at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck who my drag queen is fucking. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to go and be entertained. I want to go and be welcomed. I want to go and like have a good time, And I think a lot when it comes to performative queens like that, like her first look, the Marie Antoinette, I didn't like the ballet flats that much, but I will say that like coming in with something like that, if I paid $10 to go into the party, and then I'm at the party and that shows up on stage, I'm like, good. I'm good with the $10 fee. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that,
she's gonna make more than $10. That's my problem.
Well, you know what taught me a little bit about that too is your show. I went to a popularity contest, and there was this fab queen there, and I can't think of her name right now. Who is a female assigned at birth queen that was in one of your shows. She popped up. And I was like, this girl's a girl, but she turned it out. And when it came to like at the end, when you had to vote and clap, she gave me a better show. She did a great lip sync, and now, so it's kind of like the same thing. I was being judgy based off of gender. But then when I saw her in your show and she kicked ass, I was like, you know what? That bitch deserves some of my dollars. Like she gave me a hilarious number just as whatever,
Yeah. I've said it though a few times. The thing that makes, even the Boohoo brothers better than RuPaul and having this straight boy on the show is that they had Disaster Arena on their show and mentioned their sexuality once or twice. I think it was like one episode, and they never talked the fact that that they were straight ever again. They did it first, and they did it the right way.
Right
here, this over fucking produced repetitive show that's coming out season after season, they're making it a storyline that it doesn't need to be. Because here's the thing, if you were straight in the drag scene, I've been in it a long time, we never knew about it because you shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean? It should my thing is like drag is a history of queer people and trans people that set up that community to escape straight invasion and having to be forced in that community. So for it to be a storyline on here, it's another of we didn't ask for that, if you ask me. That's why I quit watching the show. So I don't have that much of an opinion.
I tell you what, it's okay. I really love Lips. Have you ever been to Lips before, or any of those places like Lips or Lips in Fort Lauderdale? There was one in New York.
Oh no, I've not ever been in Florida. No,
Lucky Cheng's in New York.
No.
These are drag queen venues that straight people go to all the time. They're like, come in, you know, almost like a Hamburger Mary's moment where it's like,
like a bachelorette party place.
Yeah, here's your check in a high heel and see all these numbers. And the numbers are all refined numbers that these queens have all worked out in gay clubs, I'm sure. Yeah. But there's nothing like seeing like a drag queen in a gay club. There's just nothing like it. Like, and at 2 a.m, you get to see a number and you're just like, bitch, nobody knows what we know. Like, this is the shit, right? That's a different kind of drag. But for this game show, for what Drag Race is, it has taught so many people like about our culture and about a way to accept that art form and understand it in a way that no one else has. So Maddie Morphosis is the queen we're talking about, and he's not bringing that shit up like in the workroom. He's trying to keep it DL. He is trying to be a low key and make it be about his work, but Ruki's bringing it up because it is an anomaly and it's kind of funny. And I think that it's a teaching moment for the straight audience, especially the people who call the show Drag Race is one thing. Anyone who calls the show Drag Race is like, Maddie Morphosis is straight. Why? But anyone who calls the show, are you watching RuPaul's? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you watching RuPaul? Like all those straight people, those are the people who are kind of gagged on this. And they're like, wait, what does this mean then? And what does that mean? Like I was trying to explain to my mother, because my mom was like, what? A straight guy? I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, she's right. She's right. Your mom's right. You're wrong. Because, and here's another thing. And here's another thing.
Kobe, who's like trans and beautiful and like, you know, or Cornbread is like trans, and like these people who are doing
none of those girls should be going home before that man. Here's what and we're gonna go to break because this is still a time show, but like it was the Meet the Queens for me. His legs were spread, he fucking was in that dress and his legs were spread, his fucking posture was bad, and he's like buh, 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 buh. And I was like, are you taking this seriously at all? Like it's that kind. It was that kind of like.
Arguably, though, is it a little bit of Willow Pill walking in and like Y2K like flops?
I don't know who that is. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Is. Not watching the show. That was the only. Oh, that's the girl with the cold hands, right? The ones with the cold hands. The LA girl, right?
No.
She came out in flip flops or something.
She came out in flip flops and like a shirt that said Angle instead of Angel, but it was like commentary, kind of throwing the girls off. I think his like straightness might be like more of a red herring, because come on.
Oh, he sucked dick. That's the thing. Yeah, this my whole thing is not like you're a faggot. Like there's no way you're doing this. Like first of all,
you're doing. I'm sorry, Tony, but you're doing what like a lot of
I know.
Like what a lot of naysayers and straight people would do, where they're just going to judge you and give what you're doing, what you do as a drag queen. It's a perversion.
But see, my thing is, it's like what I do isn't for the straight community. I'm not here for them. I don't want them in. And the thing, and the idea that
I don't think he's performing for the straight community too much either. He's in gay clubs, you know, and like,
well, and also don't want them there either. Like I definitely don't want straight guys at fucking at gay clubs. I don't.
I know what you mean.
I don't. It's a different ambiance.
At the Eagle.
I mean, like, listen, I don't mind ladies at bars. I'm not one of these ones that's like, because you're never going to get rid of them. But here's the thing: it's a different energy when there's a straight man in a gay bar, because they're on a different mission, and it brings in unsafety. And the thing is like with Drag Race, I've been a drag queen for 20 plus years. I've never, ever talked to a straight drag queen. Like, and if they were, it wasn't a fucking storyline. So who I have worked with are a bunch of beautiful trans women. That's who I fucking worked with.
Yeah.
And that's who I want to see in a drag competition. And to say that Drag Race is giving our culture the respect it deserves to the straight community. I don't necessarily think I agree with that either. But I don't watch the game show anymore. So here we are. Let's go.
Yeah, when I see straight girls voguing, I kind of feel the same way. Like some of those girls are sickening that are in those Vogue houses.
But there are some gays I want to hit too when I see them voguing. I'm like, shut up. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with some more show. We'll be right back. Oh my God, I could talk to you forever. We went so far over that. Okay, so the next segment is going to be 5 more questions. Quick, rapid fire questions.
You got it, dude. You got it, dude.
And then we're gonna take a did Bob Saget hit you hard at all? The death of all these people. So many artistic people are dying. Are you worried? All these funny famous are dying. All these funny famous are dying. I can
look out? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Are you fucking look out? But when you walk past a tall building,
it's like a cheeseburger wrapped around my heart. It's a matter of time. No. I'm fine. I'm actually great. My blood work's great.
You are a fucking beauty. Oh my gosh. I think about it. I'm like, oh, thank God I'm not famous enough to die yet. Like,
no,
they're not coming for me.
I feel like I would make the Oscar reel though if I died. Like they would put like a Damien in there for sure. Like at least.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, you'd definitely be talking about
maybe bully and maybe bully. Like, you would see like 2. I don't know. Like maybe 2 of my movies.
You'd be in Rolling Stone. They'd write you. They do a write up in Rolling Stone for sure. And you'd make the fashion.
I mean, people for sure. I don't know about Rolling Stone. I didn't write and make any music. That was probably where they're talking about.
Yeah, but that movie's kind of rock and roll.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it glorified, bringing back bullying. The good old days.
I'm just like walking around in movies. She doesn't even go here. And then I'm looking. I don't know, whatever.
Did you watch the new Saved by the Bell reboot?
I watched a little bit of it, and I love that.
It's iconic, by the way.
Living
the whole
the trans girl.
She's a producer too.
That is all I needed when I was that age, is to watch and see that kind of representation. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's super. Yeah, but we don't need straight people in that.
You don't think like when he explained it on the show too, you don't think that if there's like he saw Tu Wong Fu with his grandma and then he wanted to try to wear things and do that. And he thought it was like really cool, but then he was embarrassed. And in his little tiny town, in Indiana, he had to always hide wearing women's clothing growing up and everything. So what if he wants to fuck girls? Like the fact that he still was kind of like living this little subversive
I doubt he even wants to do that.
I
know. Listen. No respectful.
Experience.
No woman who respects herself is going to have sex with a fucking cross-dresser.
I love the dolls. Are you kidding me? I love the dolls.
Oh, I don't look. It's just like, look. I love Cade too. Like Mika's got Mika's, a friend, and I think that he's amazing. No one was asking for that either. Like, no, because as a drag, but I'm looking at this as a drag queen who has worked in the business. Like, here's
what you want. What do you
want? I want it. Well, no. I want it. Listen, I would love to.
What would make you happy, bitch?
I would have liked them to have let Peppermint been an out trans woman during her season. That's what I would have liked to, because when because when she went in, before she went in, she was under the impression that from what I gather is that she could still stay on her hormones, and that was not the case. So I would have wanted that to have been.
Here's the thing. Okay, I think it's still, there's a lot of pressure for me before I came out of the closet. I think there was the same thing about certain trans people, especially drag queens. Like I had a conversation with Peppermint. Peppermint's been my friend for 20 years, and I had a conversation with Peppermint before she was in Drag Race, and I was just like, look, they really love the transformation. Like from what I've seen. You could see they wear like hats and and look like boys. And then they America likes to see the change.
Yeah.
And she,
it's that Maury started this, and it was, or is it a man or a woman?
Yeah. It's a man
with those episodes. Yeah.
And it's kind of like I think the part of female illusion is not the only definition of drag queen. It's not the only definition, drag does mean just resembling as a girl. So but then does that discount like all these incredible like Charity Case and all these incredible like, you know, kind of freaky club kid type drag? No, drag has evolved to be
No, no,
many
no.
things.
But that's not what this show is. That's not what that show is. Like that show is about drag. And that my thing is
Honestly,
they fought.
It's about charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Those are
Right,
really
right,
the
right,
rules.
But
And
they
it's pretty
fought
unique to be
trans
a straight drag queen.
they fought trans women for too long for me to care
You
about
think
any
that was
of their
them though?
Yes, I do.
No, I disagree.
I do.
I think it was bigger companies like Viacom probably, because I'm telling you why. They did Generation, like the most amazing series that the first time that I saw a trans man and was like, I want to date that person. Like, I was like, that person is a man. And I thought it like, but they did this whole like, because you know, they made it visible, and it was
Danny,
all about
we can't discount the hundreds of trans voices that have been screaming about getting on and being able to be open about a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race 4 years. They are now 15 seasons in. That's ridiculous. That's unnecessary, and it was transphobic, and that's why I can't 100% support the show, because I know too many amazing trans women who are past their prime now that could have excelled in that show when it started 15 years ago. You know what I mean? If they were just given a pick.
I could see that point. I could see that point. Like,
so that's literally, if I'm going to be an advocate for trans women, I have to fully. And so that's why I
am an advocate for trans women. I believe, like, honestly, like,
so that's why for me, I can't 100%.
You have to give room for growth. It's the same thing with my struggle in my career and what I've had.
Yeah,
there's kids
slow
now that,
growth though.
There's kids that wish like they were fat and gay so they can get auditions now. Like,
yeah,
like,
I'm aware
and dying, you know. But we have progressed to the point where now it is happening.
But slow growth within our own community was, if it was truly our community.
Hollywood ain't our community, girl. You think
that's not how the show was originally opened and branded? Like, you have to go back to the beginning. You have to go back to season 1, 2, and 3.
I was at the party. I've been working with World of Wonder since 2003.
What I'm saying is,
when we did Party Monster, and they were supporting trans people then, like big time, like exposed me to some of the first most awesome trans people I've ever met.
But they didn't give them a platform at the beginning of a show.
Executives on the show before anyone had trans executives working on shows like that.
But not at the beginning. So
like World of Wonders.
Everyone who was lined up getting those Emmys there was not a trans person on when they lined up to get all those Emmys on there. It was Rue and a sea of white guys. But that's what I am. Oh, I didn't know you were moving on to anything else. I didn't ever watch Logo.
No,
like, I don't watch Logo or World of Wonder. No, I mean,
World of Wonder in general, they make documentaries. They end reality TV. Now reality TV has become like a big focus, but they did The Eyes of Tammy Faye. They've made tons of documentaries, and they've been managing Rue since the early days of managing Rue, when nobody was on Rue's back like they're on Rue's back now. They've been with Rue since like the very beginning. They met Rue when Rue was 19. And have built this. I'm just saying. RuPaul
had a show in the 90s. World of Wonder and RuPaul, like, RuPaul's like a Whoopi to me. She struggled, but now she's not. So she's out of touch, and she's vapid, and she's in it for money.
Still was, and taking Hollywood long places. They were holding these huge parties and treating these people like A-listers and respecting them, and I mean, really putting in the work in the community.
You know, well, that's great, but they didn't put it in their cash cow. So, and they made a cash cow, and it was, look, you can build. I understand why you build them up. I understand you have a relationship with them.
I just feel like there's other people that would let them do stuff.
I'm letting you know that as a queer person who is deep in the drag community, watching something that is making so much money and openly excluding people isn't a good fucking look. I don't care what they've done all before that, because this is their cash cow. This is what they're going to be like going, you know. I love Eyes of Tammy Faye. It's a great documentary. What I'm saying is,
but what I'm saying is, a lot of the world focus and a lot of the way the media handles things. And in the beginning, the show was not recognized by GLAAD for those same reasons, and Rue got criticized by GLAAD a lot of the times. They used to say, "You've got she-mail," as opposed to saying she already done had hers.
Yeah, but I don't care about that either, though, because I know enough trans women who like words are a distraction. I know a lot of trans women who are like, That was not our fucking issue.
The thing about it is,
that
though, the thing about it when it comes to a watchdog, any watchdog organization, the NAACP, and anything that's like the PETA, anything that's like watching after, like some kind, like they have to be the fanatical ones. GLAAD has to be our fanatical. So we don't have to say it.
Oh, honey, that's a bunch of white conservatives too. I'm not a fan of GLAAD. Like, listen, I'm a queer. Okay, I'm a faggot. All right,
yeah,
I don't.
I'm faggots have built that stuff. That's what.
But the thing is like when we're talking when we're talking GLAAD, like that is a
radical organization. It's radically protecting gay, lesbian.
I would challenge you to question more people of color to see if that's a true thing for them. If GLAAD is truly behind them, I would challenge you to find that out, because I'm going to say that that no. So but anyway, I mean I'm not immersed in that, so like all I can fucking go on is what I see in life, and I question our gay organizations that have gotten
watch everybody. I need
watching everybody, Queen.
He just gotta watch Paul. You know what I'm saying? We gotta.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm one of the
open on the back
listen.
Of my
I am a cat. I'm like a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. All right. I trust nothing. Every move is calculated, and I'm looking. All right. Let's do so. This next segment of the show is literally this. Rapid questions, quick, okay. And then we're going to be out of here. Oh, and then we'll do a little reel and a little screenshot. So for the social medias.
Sounds good.
My God, we literally just did a whole show within the fucking commercial break. See, Patreon people, look what you get. You get all of that, Patreon people. You know, I haven't taken the time to even read your hats. Yeah, it says, your ego is not your amigo. Oh, love it. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, I've been ready.
Been ready. I know, we could talk for hours. That's what I like about you.
Deadass been ready.
All right. All right, we are back. Now, Danny, real quick. What is Damien doing right now in life? Like in the ethos? What is he up to?
I think that he's already made his money. And he is in some big house somewhere that he's renovating with his husband, and probably managing another new small venture. He seemed like a go-getter. He
was a real go-getter. I mean,
I think Damien's probably like close to Ross Matthews' life. Like he just kind of like Ross is
like he's married, on the Drew Barrymore show.
Got a couple of houses. He's on the Drew Barrymore show.
Do you watch the Drew Barrymore show?
I don't, but I love Ross, and I could see Damien being a lot like Ross, like getting out there and doing like pop culture kind of judging and things like that. Like, the big time.
Oh yeah, definitely discovered at a late night show for sure.
Yeah, so he's working on something.
All right, so how do you think, or no, who do you think is a star but the world doesn't know yet?
Who do I think is a star but the world doesn't know yet? Have you met Rob Flo in LA yet?
Rob Flo, no. Tell me about Rob Flo.
I just think Rob Flo, he's like he's made a couple internet hits. He's made like a little album, and he's like running around with the House of Latre in West Hollywood. And I really feel like he's like the next like little LA it kid. He's
cute.
Yeah, he's just funny. You should follow him.
Like, wait, like he's a musician? He's a comedian? What?
I don't think that's the thing. I think he's gonna blow up on one of those things. He makes funny videos. He's like a photographer in West Hollywood, and he like puts out a couple albums, like weird albums under weird names and does all this stuff. I'm like, this kid's gonna hit something somewhere.
Wow. Google him, listeners. Google him.
Young queer person.
All right. What is a pet peeve of yours?
Also, I want to say a star, by the way. Go back. Also, Nikki Paris, stand-up comedian. If you know Nikki Paris, you think he's a star. And if you haven't met him yet, then when you meet him, you're going to be like, that guy's a star. He's a stand-up comedian. He's gay. He's freaking hysterical. You'll see him around town. Look up Nikki Paris, bitch. Okay.
Look out, Nikki Paris, bitch. All right, pet peeve, bitch.
My pet peeve? My pet peeve is when people, I'm not cheap at all. I'm very generous, but the giver's got to stop giving because the takers never stop taking. And my pet peeve is when someone's like, oh, I'll Venmo you, and they don't, or like, they're like, oh, I got you, or let me get it. And then they hardly pull their wallet out. Like when you're like a cheapie around me, like, because I'm not, I'll buy everybody a drink. Like, stay away from me if you're a taker. I'll find you out.
Yeah.
I love to buy gifts. I love to give. I'm like, oh my God, this reminds me of Tony. And I'll literally pick you up something that you would never think I would get you. Like, I'm that person.
You want someone else to pull their wallet out too sometimes.
Yes, I want to be, I like gifts. I like to be like appreciated. I like someone to say, hey, I got you a refill on your drink without me having to ask. You do that to me, you got me for life. Like,
that's why, because like I was just saying, I went to a friend's birthday party over the weekend, and I bought them a pill of Molly because I was like, I'm sorry, I'm never going to be a good gift giver because you have to actively listen. So I just always buy drugs for my friends. That's what I buy my friends, because I'm like, I know you'll use this and you'll be grateful for it. You know,
but like I spoil my nieces. This is how I see it. I spoil my nieces, right? And I like every like drink you take from me, you're taking something out of my niece's mouth. You're taking an LOL doll out of her hand.
Making it family. Got to get it back to the family. Got to get it
turn you back on the family.
Back to the family. All right. A luxury item that you really want, but still can't quite afford yet. What is that?
Oh, that's so mean. I kind of have mostly everything that I want. I really want like a big diamond bracelet, like a tennis bracelet. I've always wanted like, or a few diamond tennis bracelets.
Well, I got one that DJ Khaled just got. Did you just see that he got?
No, I didn't see it. I think it was
that kind of stuff. Was it like $3 to $9 million? I can't remember. $3 or $9 million it was.
I still don't have a house. I'm still like, renting in all different places. I'm still a nomadic creature. I would love to have like a big house with a pool. I don't have that yet. A little too spendy for me right now.
All right. And the last question, who needs to keep your name out of their mouth?
All you motherfuckers. You listen to me right now. Unless you're saying good things, you better watch what you say about Danny Franzese, you bastards. I'll find out. I'll see it on your fucking comments.
That's right.
Your mother will slip and tell me, you better watch it, you bastards. I'm listening to all of you.
Well, Danny Franzese, we have come to the end of the show. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I always have fun with you, girl. Come on.
I have such a good time chatting with you.
You have like no Brenda energy, and that's what I like about you.
Oh, yeah. No, fuck Brenda. Do you want to tell people where they can find you on the social media, or if you have anything happening? Because
there's a bunch of stuff going on. You can see Yash Jesus at yashjesuspod.com or at yashjesuspod on all your social medias. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, Twitter, fucking Christian Mingle, blackpeoplemeet.com, JJ, Farmers Only, Cameo at What's Up Danny. Or you can reach me at my hashtag at Daniel Franzese.
Yeah.
Support or my website at danielfranzese.com, or you can reach me at my Amazon wish list, which is http://
I'll let you.
You can get.
I'll let you tell them.
I don't even have. Just find it all. It's all there.
When I had Amazon, I had a wish list, and then no one ever got me anything from that.
People get me stuff on my wish list. I just got something the other day. Like fans get me things.
Oh,
and which honestly really weird because I only put it up on my birthday.
Well, he doesn't need anything. He said it here. He said it here
all the
first.
Stuff on my wish list I want. If you want to honestly know what I can't afford that I want, my fan bought me this tapestry. Isn't it great? It was on my wish list. Anything, and I want to say thank you publicly to Robert Ono Zero. Let me tell you something right now. If you want to buy me something, go to my wish list. I will freaking love it. Because I put everything on there that I don't want to get myself because I'm too busy taking care of the nieces.
If you want to buy me anything, you can just Venmo me and I'll choose it myself. All right. All right. If you guys like the Tony Soto Show, please find our iTunes page, subscribe to the show, rate it, leave a comment. It helps. I also do the Gay Power Half Hour anywhere podcasts are streamed. You can find that with my good Judy Casey Lai. If you are in LA, February 7th is the next Learn the Words Bitch at Akbar. Sign up is at 8:30. Showtime is at 9. Our guest judges are the very hilarious Amy Miller and the sexy Tito Bonito. I'm the Tony Soto Show on Twitter, Venmo, and Instagram. And we will be back in 2 weeks. So don't miss us too much. Bye. Yay.
I fucking love you, Tony.
That is how you do a show.
Really, really fun.
We're so good at it. Like we're so good at the
kiki.
talking and the chatting and the whatnots.
The hot topics.
The hot topics. Oh, I think we're gonna stop streaming though. We don't need them to see anymore.
Bye.